Okay, hi, it's Kat. Basically, I am the, evil mastermind behind, Clint Barton, an AU temp doctor, and an OC named Bandit. Um, the URLs are avengerclintbarton, gallifreyanvictorious, and cursedlittletimebomb. I'm only mentioning this, and these are the only URLs that you're going to actually hear me say. Um, just out of respect for any other people. So if I'm mentioning specific things that I've seen or, mentioning examples in any videos to come, you're not going to get a URL. I'm only giving mine so that you know that I am who I say I am, and that you have an idea of how I play my characters and what kind of information are on the blogs. Because this is basically going to end up being part of multiple videos to come. Regarding the way that OCs are generally treated in the Tumblr RP community. So yeah, I'm gonna begin. This all started because of a video, or not video, a picture that I saw reblogged by someone that I follow that follows me and I interact with on my Barton account that says OC does not automatically equal Mary Sue. This is a common misconception, mainly because there are OCs out there that do fit into that category, as well as falling into the category of being a self-insert. So I just want to talk about a few things that are, things that I've noticed. Anything that I say is based on observations that I've made throughout the course of my 4 years of on and off role-playing on Tumblr. And it doesn't matter if it's through my Canon accounts or my OCs, because I do follow some of the same people. It's a whole big thing. Um, so, as I said, these aren't the only two. The Canon accounts that I mentioned aren't the only two that I have canon-wise, but they're my main ones. I may play two Canon characters, but I know the feelings that OC role players go through, especially the people who actually only really play OCs. I just want to start off by saying that some people might be new to roleplay and they feel more comfortable being able to create their own character rather than try to compete with other Canon roleplayer accounts, or maybe they just don't feel comfortable trying to fill the shoes of a Canon character. And that's one key thing to keep in mind, because sometimes I just would rather be playing a character I made than be playing a character that is, well known and popular or something like that. But yeah, most, if not all of this, is going to be based on my own observations, experiences, etc. There is I get the sense that OCs are generally instantly rejected by Canon roleplayers the second they see OC somewhere on the blog or in an ask or fan mail or just anywhere on your blog if you're an OC roleplayer. And it's just something that I feel happens in general, because there's just so much negativity associated with playing an OC that people just don't want to give you the time of day or even consider it. It sucks, and in some cases it is true, other times it's not so much. Sometimes people just would much rather not be interacting with OCs. And, that's understandable. If they want to keep everything strictly within canon, then, you have to respect that. And, I understand it if, I actually get an answer. Which leads me to something that I have personally experienced, which is that, I get the feeling that sometimes Canon roleplayers will actually just not seem to even deem messages from OCs important enough to actually properly decline from roleplaying. I've actually had an experience where I got no answer from a specific roleplayer. Well, multiple times I've gotten no answer on my OC's account from, specific role players. And then the second I approached them on my Canon accounts, I got an answer. And, even though there was the opportunity to plot, I just ended up saying, like, what, I really don't even want to be bothered with you, because you couldn't even be bothered with me when I was on another account. Um, Another thing is that, as I said, there's the assumption that all original characters are Mary Sue's, self-inserts, or they're just trying to get the rocks off in the sack, fulfilling fantasies, whatever. But the last assumption is it's only ever really seemed to be made or applicable to female OCs. From what I've noticed, it may also have to do with male OCs, but I haven't witnessed that happen yet. But I do get the hesitance because these kinds of accounts do exist, and they ruin the experience for anybody else who's trying to play an OC as a result. But I'm going to ask that, if you ever get approached by an OC and you've seen this video, just extend the courtesy of actually looking around the blog, because looking around an OC's blog does have the potential to change your mind, especially when they have multiple pages of information versus, a little blurb in the sidebar and one page of vague information that can go any which way at any given time. Because if there are multiple pages and it's actually like viable information that can, back a character's motivations, personality, the way they are, all that stuff, then clearly the person who's approaching you about role-playing with their OC has put the effort in to the character. They've really thought about things, and the writer might actually be serious about wanting to interact with you, and they're not going to be looking for a ship or sex or smut or anything like that. So, and just know that even if I'm familiar with a canon muse, I'm still going to look around at information pages and headcanons just to get an idea of how you're approaching that specific character. It's just a courtesy, and OC or not, or, canon or not, I should say, they deserve the courtesy. So, all I'm asking, as of right now, because I'm going to end up making more videos, I may post a second one right after this, or something like that, or I might just wait a couple of days, I don't know. But this is something that has been bugging me for a long time, and there's no way I can, contain it in 10 minutes. But all I'm asking my fellow canon roleplayers who claim to be OC friendly, stand by your claim, and show that you mean it. It's as simple as that. Because as I've said before, I've dealt with canon RPers who make this claim, and when I approach them on my OC's account after finding out that they're supposedly OC friendly on, my Hawkeye account or something like that, I'll contact them about RPing, and either I get a little response and then nothing afterwards, or, I just don't even get an answer in general. Yet I'll approach them on one of my canon accounts, and it's like, boom, they're right on it. And so, I mean it. I mean, you don't have to say that you're OC friendly just to get followers, You could also express concern somewhere on your, guidelines page, or whatever you call it. And instead of saying OC friendly, state that you're willing to interact with OCs, but that you will be selective about who you interact with. And maybe include, what you look for regarding information when it comes to the OCs. What information do you want to know? And stuff like that. It helps them improve if they're seriously trying to play this character they made up. And so, just by including that you're selective about what OCs you interact with, and including the information that you look for about those characters, what you need to know, or want to know before, pursuing the RP, it works. I seriously have not once been, bothered by an OC that is clearly a self-insert looking for ships, anything like that, or, I've also not been approached by OCs that have basically no information about the character on their blog, because I make it clear what I'm looking for, let them know, like, chances are I'm not going to interact with you if you don't have the following somewhere on your blog, and follow it. So, just try giving more OCs the benefit of the doubt, and extend the courtesy of looking at their about pages, and actually, familiarizing yourself with those characters. And, if you want to give it a shot, then give it a shot. If you don't, you don't, but at least you'll have grounds. So, that's it for now, and I will see you around, or next time, and I'll probably look the same because I'm working on another one right after this, just so that I can get everything I outlined out of the way. So, yeah, that's it. Peace out, and let's see if I can actually get this to work right.